Hey guys, what's going on? Kim here. I hope you all have had a fantastic week so far. The weekend is coming. I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it. And Grandma and I are going to try something new. On Saturdays, I want to try and go out to a restaurant, a fast food restaurant, and try some of their new items. And I thought it would be fun to bring Grandma with me, and we could start trying some new food items. Give us something to do for our channel. And I thought that would be a good one because, I mean, who doesn't like food, really? I mean, look at me. The Super Bowl is coming up. Really excited that the Eagles are in it. They're in it to win it. And I'm excited for the Eagles this year. I'm looking forward to the Super Bowl for once. And there's another thing we got to talk about. The fans. There's been a lot of commotion online lately with talking about how bad the fans are. And I can definitely agree to this. Kyle and I went to an Eagles game a long time ago when I was actually pregnant with Eliza.
And now, Eagles fans, led by members of all 5 United States Armed Forces, please welcome your 2012 Philadelphia Eagles! And left defensive tackle from Central Michigan.
Now, we were really excited. We were beyond thrilled. This was the first time I'd ever been to an NFL game. I never really watched football until Kyle. So through watching it with him, I became an Eagles fan. So one year, my brother Michael bought Kyle the most fantastic tickets to the Eagles game. They were somebody else's seats that they sold online. Michael paid a small fortune for them, unfortunately, but I got to go to my very first football game. First NFL game, and it was not what I expected. You know, we drove from Syracuse to Philly, and there's tailgating going on everywhere. And so we started walking around, you know, just kind of checking out the sights of, you know, people playing their games and everyone's hanging out and playing music. And it was just fun. It was a fun atmosphere at first to kind of walk around in. And then it just started to get, as it got closer to game time, you know, we're walking around, and in reality, we didn't know anybody there. So it's not like we had anywhere to really go and hang out with anybody and tailgate. So most of our time was actually walking around finding bathrooms for me because I had to pee like every 2 minutes. So as it started getting closer, you could definitely see like the atmosphere changing a bit. You know, waiting in line for the bathroom, and there's drunk people falling into it, and, you know, they're, woohoo, hey baby, and they're just acting crazy, hey God, football, you know, they're just losing their minds, and I'm thinking to myself, okay, you know, it's how some drunk people get when they're excited, so okay, you know, just trying to go with it. If we get into our seats, we're down really close to the field. Like I said, they were amazing seats, the best seats. So we were pretty close, so we got to go in, you know, we got some pictures while there wasn't a lot of people there, and, you know, as it started to fill up, as more and more people started to come in, you could kind of feel just everything changing, you know, it's loud, and at first it's exciting, you know, the atmosphere and being there and this large crowd, and, you know, they had the planes going over. And it was just it was so amazing to be there. And I just thought, wow, this is so great. Like, we're so lucky. This is so exciting. And then as the game starts going, you know, the first half goes by and, you know, people are getting rowdy. But then as we're getting into the second half, it's getting even worse because the Eagles are losing. They're playing the Cowboys. And the fans are getting really pissed. And everywhere around you, you could just hear people screaming at other people, you know, turn your jersey inside out, or Cowboys suck, or bleep, bleep, bleep. You know, it was a lot of bleep, bleeps going on. And it started to get a little bit scary, I must say. So at one point, Kyle and I got up. We decided to go get something to drink and kind of get out of the atmosphere for just a little bit, you know, go take a break while, you know, game's going on, people are in there. Like, let's go out there and breathe for a quick second. So we decided to go into the gift shop, figured while we were there, we would get something for Lily. We see this guy. He was a nice guy. He was wearing a Cowboys jersey, but he was there. We talked to him briefly. He was very nice. And then as we were heading out to go to the bathroom, we see a group of Eagles fans messing with him. And I mean, what am I really gonna do? You know, I'm pregnant. What am I really gonna jump in and say something? So instead I saw a security officer standing over there and I was like, yeah, you might wanna, and as I'm going to say it, they're just like in his face. You know, they're pushing him back. They're trying to take his jersey off of him. And, you know, next thing I know, there's cops and everyone else and they're dragging these people away, including the guy in the Cowboys jersey, which is totally unfair. You know, I was trying to tell the security guard I was talking to that he wasn't doing anything. You know, he was just wearing a Cowboys jersey. That's what he was guilty of, wearing another team's jersey to an Eagles game. Because apparently you're not allowed to wear the opposing team's jersey at a game. You know, it's like the fans that go think that they're the only fans there. You know, it's like there is another team playing. And there are people that love that other team as much as you love your team. You're not the only person there. You're not the only person who likes the sports. You know, it's just ridiculous. And you have nothing to do with the win or the loss. You're not on the field. You're not running plays. You're not making passes. You're not running yards. You're not making touchdown. You're not doing any of that except being drunk, sitting on the sidelines, acting like a crazy fool. And everybody always says, oh, but there's always one in the bunch. Well, unfortunately, when you get to places like that, there ends up being a whole bunch of those ones in the bunch. So after that commotion and drama, we make it back to our seats. You know, we're watching the game, it's going on. These group of people behind us decide to start yelling at another Cowboys fan who is decked out in Cowboys gear. And a group of fans start talking crap to this guy, but only difference here is this guy stood up and he was this big, tough guy. And I've never seen people sit down and shut up so fast after just trying to rile somebody up. They sat down super fast and shut the hell up. But it's just like, why can't he wear his jersey? What is the problem? Why do you think you're the only ones? So the end of the game comes. We lost. Fans were pissed. And this ends up being around the time, it was not too long before Andy Reid was actually fired. And it was his worst season ever. It was like 4 wins to 12 losses, I think it was. But it was his worst season ever being in charge of the Eagles. And he ended up getting fired in December of 2012. But when he was exiting the field, so the game is over, players are leaving, and he's exiting the field. And all of a sudden, all the fans around just start going nuts on him. And I felt so uncomfortable and I was scared. Like, I was actually scared. You know, I'm pregnant, I got my big old belly, and people are throwing things towards the field. They're throwing drinks. We're getting hit with drinks. We're getting hit with food. People are screaming things. They're screaming for him to kill himself. They're screaming death threats at him. They're telling him they're going to find him out in the parking lot after the game. Like, that's ever really going to happen. But they're threatening this man. And it's just like, what is wrong with you? Like, I was scared to be there. Like, we had quite a walk to get back to our car after the game, and I was scared to walk back to our car because now these people are super drunk. They're pissed because we lost, and I was just afraid. I was so afraid to leave that field and go back to our car. But I put on my brave face because I wanted to get the hell out of there, and we start walking, and everywhere you look, People are screaming. They're walking in the road and they're hitting cars that are trying to get by, and they're starting fights with other people, and they're throwing drinks again outside. And I'm like, where do you people work where you can afford to just keep launching these drinks? Like, that drink probably just cost you like $10 and you're just gonna throw it? Hell no. If I wasn't pregnant, I'd be over there trying to catch it or something, you know? Like, what is wrong with you people? Like, it's really expensive stuff and you're gonna throw it, be stupid? But it was a really, really scary experience. So my first experience with going to an NFL game was not a very good one, and we haven't been back since. And part of me tells me, like, I will never go there with my kids. I didn't think that was a very family-friendly environment to be at with them. Not to mention it cost a fortune. But I have seen recently that Donovan McNabb has started a donation page so people can donate to charity, to basically say, I'm sorry for my behavior. So if you're a sports fan and you're watching this and you have behaved badly at sporting events, you should donate to these charities because you're part of the problem. You make it not fun for other people to be there. Other people want to go and have a good time and cheer, and you know, if you win, you win. If your team loses, you lose, you lose. I wasn't on the field doing the game. You know, it's a bummer that my team lost when we went there, but what the hell are you going to do? That's the name of the game. One team wins, one team loses. That's how it works. I think just be considerate and don't get stupid, sloppy drunk, because if you're paying all that money, I for damn sure would want to remember the game. So I'm hoping this is the start of a change for something. I'm hoping that sporting events will become a little bit more family friendly, because after experiencing that, I was not interested in really ever going again. I can say that I went and had great seats, but I can't say that I had a great time, and that sucked. So hopefully one day things will change, and hopefully this is the start. So guys, that's my video for tonight, and I hope you guys enjoyed watching. And if you did enjoy, as always, like, subscribe. And if you didn't, like, subscribe. Have a good night, guys. Go Eagles.